Well, hello. My name's James Abbott. I'm a broadcast journalist by trade with some 20 years of experience. I'm also the father of George Abbott, the Notts County midfielder on loan from Spurs. So that's actually why I'm here. I'm here to conduct a surprise interview with George. He's not expecting this. He's had lots of interviews over the last 7, 8, 9 months, but probably not one quite like this. So let's go and see if he's a bit surprised, shall we? Right, well, we're outside the interview room now. George has been told that it's somebody from the league that's going to be interviewing him, but actually it's me, so let's go and surprise him.
George, this is James, just coming to interview you.
How you doing? You alright?
How?
James.
Why you do? What? Are you actually interviewing me?
This is serious, yeah.
What?
Serious.
What are you doing it?
I'm interviewing you, George. A bit of freelance work.
Why?
Hey, buddy, you alright? No, I'm always up for a good idea.
You're doing an interview?
Good content idea, yeah. Yeah.
Why are you here as well? I'm so confused.
Brought your sister as well.
I'm so confused.
We had to take ourselves off that app because we realised that if you checked it, you'd know we were.
I don't look on it.
There you go.
I never look on it.
Nice haircut.
Cheers, I actually just came from the barber's.
No,
Didn't
really?
even go back to the apartment.
I had no idea.
Oh, okay. I said, James, I have to look at you for a bit longer because I was so confused.
What were you expecting? So George, you've had lots of interviews since you've been here on your. Come on.
This is taking
Seriously.
How am I meant to? What am I meant to do? How am I meant to not laugh?
Are we doing the outtakes first?
Oh my days. Okay, do it.
Come on.
Do it again.
Come on. Right.
Yeah.
George, you've had plenty of interviews since you've been here. BBC, Sky, ITV, now you've got me. How do you feel about that?
It's a bit of a weird one. Didn't expect you today.
Yeah.
But obviously it's good to see you. It's good to get an interview from you and we'll see how it goes.
It's all I can do to see you, isn't it? I have to do an interview to even see you these days. So, right, let's talk about this loan. Okay, it's gone really, really well so far. Hopefully it will get better. But just tell me a bit about how easy it was for you to settle, because it's important to settle quickly. You know, first loan, away from home, everything's a bit different, full-time football. Tell me a bit about how you felt about that.
No, I mean, first sort of couple of days I was in, the boys sort of came up to me, I introduced myself and they were really good with me. A couple of the boys sort of took me under, like Didsy and them, but no, when I got in, I think I got myself involved quite quickly. In training, I was sort of trying to get on the ball, trying to do what I could to impress, and no, I found it quite easy getting in with the lads, and obviously they made me feel welcome, so it made it even easier. But coming away from home for the first time and all that, I thought it was quite easy for me.
You had that great first home game. I think Accrington, you don't mind playing them, do you?
No.
A good first game against Accrington, but even the 8 minutes at Swindon, it was good to see you step out for the first time for Notts. What was that feeling like? Because it was quite a big away following. Yeah,
it was quite big, to be fair, but no, to get my first minutes, I didn't really expect to get my minutes then as well, because obviously I think we must have been winning by 1 or something like that, so I thought it was like quite a big situation to put me on, especially as it was my first time in men's football. So to get trusted with that, I was really happy with it. But to get those few minutes as it was, I mean, I thought I did well when I came on. It gave me a bit of confidence going into the next game when I started against Accrington, and I think that's when I sort of came out my shell and felt like I could sort of play how I normally play. And in the end, I think I had a good performance in it. Took me on to the rest of the season. It's
a steep learning curve though, isn't it? Because I saw you in the Accrington game throwing yourself about the pitch, lots of slide tackles, few roars from the fans when you're basically knocking the ball and the man out of play, which was great. But you've sort of become a little bit more careful with tackling and everything else since then. Tell me a bit about the development and how you've sort of processed, you know, getting the hang of League Two.
Well, yeah, so for the first game I sort of took in what I used to do in academy football, sort of going through people and sliding about and all that. And obviously you got away with a lot more in academy football. So I took it into my first game, and then as the season went on and as I sort of learnt more about men's football, I realised that with tackles like that it might not go your way, and obviously playing at this club on loan as well, I didn't want to get a red card because I'm not risking anything like that, so I thought I'd tone it down a tiny bit. But I still get involved, I still sort of do that side out of possession, but obviously I've learnt as time's gone on that sort of every game's important, so you don't want to risk getting a red card or risk going down to 10 men for a silly sort of tackle or decision. So I sort of toned back on that a bit, but I still progressed quite well.
And then looking over the season, obviously it follows a bit of a pattern. I don't know what goes through the mind of a professional footballer, but when you haven't got your first goal, perhaps it nags at you a bit. Did you have any of that when you were sort of, games were going by and you hadn't scored?
Yeah, I did a bit. I've forgotten what game it was, but there was a game at home where it came on, you probably remember it, when it came on my left foot, and I wasn't too far away, and I sort of dragged it wide, and I thought it's not going to be my day or maybe even my year. So I thought, you know what, I need a goal soon, and then obviously it came in the Peterborough Cup, which you went to again. So I scored in that one, and then I think from that point on, it gave me confidence to know that I could score more, because obviously I didn't score too many in academy days. So now I scored once in men's football. I thought I could do it multiple times, and I've ended up doing that.
So what was that Milton Keynes goal like? Because it was quite an important goal. First goal, needed to settle it a bit, and you did a massive knee slide, which must have upset the MK groundsman. Yeah,
I reckon it might have, but you know what? It was a really big game, and I think that's what made the goal more special. And obviously it was my first league goal, but obviously the way it went in was a deflection, but it didn't really matter to me because I took a good first touch anyway. But obviously the state of the game, the team we were against, the stadium, it's a big stadium as well, and the away support we got, I think I had to give it a knee slide or something after my first sort of league goal. So honestly, it was a great feeling at that point because it was such a big game. It wasn't like a sort of a normal game. It was a bit bigger than normal, so it was great to get in that. And
if you're going to do one knee slide, you might as well do two.
Yeah.
So was it, I think that was the Boxing Day, then the 29th, or towards the end of December, Cheltenham Town away.
Yeah.
I remember you giving us a call actually, because your grandparents live in Cheltenham, and you were looking around the pitch, looking at all the scenery at the back, the hills and the masts and all the things you recognised from being a kid. Was that a bit of a special moment, being on the pitch, knowing you were going to play a game in that place? Yeah,
because obviously I think with you and Jack, I think we went to 1 or 2 Cheltenham games.
Yeah.
I sort of remember going as well, so it was weird going on the pitch and knowing that I'd watched sort of their games when I was younger. And obviously, like you said, when I FaceTimed you lot through like the gap in one of the stands, I could see the exact hill and stuff that you can see out my bedroom window in Cheltenham. So it was actually quite a weird feeling to see that. But no, I think before the game I wanted to call you as well, because knowing that I was going to go on the pitch with all you lot there, grandparents, all your friends from Cheltenham, I thought it'd be a sort of really nice moment to play in front of you lot. Whether I scored or played well, I think just being on the pitch would have been nice for me.
Well, you did play well, and you did score. Yeah. But I have to say, do you remember that shot you had in the first half?
Yeah.
That cannoned off the upright? Yeah. I thought to myself, oh, crikey, well, that's already quite exciting. And everyone, all my friends jumped up.
Yeah.
Little did we know that in that crazy game, 5-3, wasn't it?
5-3, yeah.
Crazy game. I don't know. I might actually say it was your best goal. I really liked that goal. Talk me through the goal. Another good delivery from the corner from Matty
Palmer. Yeah. I think I agree with you. I prefer that goal to the Accrington goal, because I think the technique was better and sort of the way it went in as well, and obviously the moment, I think it makes it better for me anyway. But yeah, it sort of came from the corner, and I'm normally edge of the box anyway, so I sort of wait for things to drop out and that sort of thing, and I didn't really get many chances before that where it's dropped out, maybe 1 or 2, and I felt like I could strike the ball quite well. And obviously before that in training I had 2 chances, one of them I scored, one of them hit the post I think, so I was like, you know what, I'm sort of up for it today, and it's come out on the edge of the box, and I just thought put my foot through it, and I've absolutely smashed it. So posting in front of you lot, I saw Mum in the crowd, didn't see you because you're on the other side, but saw Mum, sort of pointed at her and did another knee slide. So
Mum's got this tactic of wearing a huge orange coat
for
the very purpose of you seeing her.
So I can spot her, yeah.
Exactly.
So I managed to spot her, and that's why I went over and sort of pointed at her, yeah.
Very good, very good. And that was great for me, having all my school friends. I'm growing up in Cheltenham, having loads of people in there, which was wonderful. I'm going to ask you about those Notts fans, but obviously you did your second knee slide in a week, then went up to the fans. And I think I saw one lady grab you, or she grabbed Jacob Beddoe. she was grabbing all she could grab, for sure. So tell me a little bit about the fans, because they've been really good to you, haven't they?
No, they are, yeah. Sort of knee slid, and I saw them still celebrating at the front, so I thought I'd just run into them. So they,
good thinking.
So yeah, everyone had a little huddle and a grab, and yeah, and the moment itself was just great. Yeah.
Do you ever wonder if you can get away afterwards? There was a bit of a bear hug.
I was trying to, yeah. One time I couldn't, so I had to go back in, and then I went back out. So yeah, I managed to get away.
Excellent. Now we will talk about that Accrington goal then. Now, again, nice solid performance, clean sheet, 3-0.
Yeah.
What I love about that goal, fantastic delivery actually, but you can do that delivery, you still got to execute, haven't you?
Yeah.
And what I liked, and I think I said this to you, although it was pretty obviously a training ground routine, it was the way you would sort of deliberately looking the other way, looking up sort of as if mind your own business, doing something a bit different. And then when everyone's left you alone, you switch on and make the late run into the box. Was it all choreographed like that, including you pretending you had nothing to do with the play?
Yeah, I was actually told by Steve, the one who's the goalkeeper coach as well, that act uninterested. So as soon as Matty Palmer was going to the corner flag, because before I wasn't on set pieces like that, I was always on the edge, so no one really marks me anyway. So I did actually just act uninterested, sort of going in circles, doing my socks up. And as soon as I saw he was ready, I started walking a bit slowly towards the edge of the box until he put the delivery in, and I just looked at it the whole way, didn't really look at the man or anyone coming towards me to put me off or anything. And I connected with it sweetly, and it's gone in the top corner.
Fantastic. A great performance from the team. And you've had a good few assists as well. It's been positive in all ways. Your stats are good. So give me your little sort of roundup of how you think the season's gone.
Yeah, to be fair, I didn't really expect to score as many as I did or as good of the goals as I did. I sort of didn't expect to be in the team as quickly as I did. So I think it all just sort of went my way. Maybe I performed well in training and all that to sort of prove myself. And no, for what it is, I think I've had a really good season. I think at the moment it's 6 assists, 5 goals. Made sure I remembered that. And I've been performing consistently every week, and obviously take playoffs and get promoted from there, but hopefully promotion's there, yeah.
And I don't really want to talk about individual players, that's not really very fair because they're a really good bunch, but I can't sort of help but bring up David McGoldrick. You know, he must be, 36, 37 these days. And as a Norwich fan, I've probably had a few choice words to say when he was at Ipswich, of course. But he's a marvellous player, and there was an assist the other day, wasn't there? Well, I call it an assist. You rolled it to him. But every time he cuts in, just like at Swindon in your first game, you just think he's going to bend it into the top corner or find that corner, don't you? Yeah,
I mean, for sort of how much he's played in the Prem and all that sort of thing. So he's got a lot of experience, and obviously at his age, to do what he's doing is just ridiculous. So I know whenever I'm going to give him the ball, no matter where he is, I could potentially get an assist. So I always try and find him as much as possible. And obviously at that point, he's sort of closer to the box. And I thought if I just give him the ball, it'll do something with it. I think you take any assist you can get, especially if it's one for that goal. And so what would you say overall you've learnt from him? Because it's not just the goals and the ball striking, it's a lot more, isn't it? No, I've learnt a lot from him actually, on and off the pitch, but before every game he tells me be the best player again, all of that sort of thing. And he tells me to be confident. He tells me it doesn't matter if I make a mistake or if I'm trying to do something and I'm getting told not to do it, he still wants me to do it, still wants me to play forward and through the lines. And I think that's why in recent games, even though I've given it away a couple of times in the last home game, I think, when I was trying to find him, I still wanted to do that pass, because if even one or two of them come off, he can turn, and obviously he's got the magic to do whatever he wants. So I think if you get it to him, he can do a lot with the ball. So I'm going to still keep trying to do that and play forward instead of going back. So to rewind a bit, when you first came up here, what was it like? It's the first time you've lived away from home. You'd only just turned 19 by about a week, hadn't you, at that point? Was it tricky, having to do everything for yourself? It was a bit, but it wasn't too bad. I thought it would be a lot harder. But I moved in with one of the other boys, Nessie, Lucas, and we got along really well from the start, and we did everything together, sort of everything outside of football we did together. So I think he made it really easy for me to move in and get used to being away from home. And I think from that point, with all the boys looking after me at the training grounds and everything to do with football, I found it really easy to get involved, and living away from home wasn't too difficult, because I felt like I could also come back on weekends, because I think it's a couple of hours by car, so it's not too difficult. So I didn't think it was too much of a big change, but I thought it'd be a lot harder. Because obviously I've given you a lot of domestic skills to be taking into this arena, you know, cooking, washing, all those really important things. Has that helped, all those things that I've taught you? Come on, George. I think... Cheese on toast? To be fair, the paninis and toasties
Yeah.
taught me well, because I was cooking a couple of them, but obviously the washing and stuff.
Less so.
Less.
Less so. Well, you can come home and teach me in the off season, can't you?
I could do it.
How about that?
I probably will.
Right. Let's talk about those fans.
Mm.
Now, they've been great, actually, and I can say this from my own perspective. They've been superb. How they even know I'm your dad half the time, I've got no idea, unless someone's grassing me up to particular sections of like the away following.
Possible.
But they've been great. They've only had positive things to say about you. They're such a friendly bunch. I think it's important, isn't it? And I would say you got your own song. I have heard the Bruce Springsteen Dancing in the Dark thing.
Yeah.
For other players, but it's nice they've given you a song. Are you conscious of that song?
Oh yeah, but I'll recognise it when I hear it every time they sing it, to be fair. I don't listen out for it, but when they do sing it, it's like I automatically hear it. But
have you felt that support, that love that you've had from the terraces?
Oh, 100%, yeah. Even on away games, because they have such a big following, they're proper loud and sort of getting behind us and everything. And again, like you said, I don't think I've heard a bad word about me since I've been here from any of the fans. Anyone who's come up to me has been lovely, sort of positive, asking for pictures and all that, and just speaking really highly of me. So honestly, I can't say anything bad about these fans now.
I mean, we're obviously here at Meadow Lane, but you know, quite often after the games, particularly the home games, a lot of the children want to speak to you, don't you?
Yeah.
The younger ones, which I think is really, really nice. Actually, it's lovely. How important is it for you, on a serious note, to be a good model to those children?
No, it's really important. Obviously, I want them to sort of look up to someone, and for me, who's not too old, like 19, for me to have people like smaller kids looking up to me is quite a big deal, I think. And I always want to come across in the right way and sort of be the person they look up to, and not be a bad influence or look bad for them to sort of copy anything I do. So honestly, to have people or kids looking up to me is quite special, because I didn't really think that would be happening when I come here.
So I was going to ask you what sort of a player you've become, how you've improved since you've been at Notts, but I'm going to flip it a bit and say, what sort of a player are Spurs going to get back, and will that help you towards the first team?
I hope it helps me, but no, I think I've become more of a sort of a goal threat and sort of making things happen in the final third more than I was before. And I think I've gotten used to playing a bit higher up the pitch as well, so it's allowed me to sort of do that more often. And I think seeing as I've done it this whole season, I can take it into the game back when I go to Tottenham and sort of implement it, because I know I've got that defensive side about me, so I'm able to do that anyway. But to add that attacking bit and do it more and more and more to make it consistent, then I think that's going to help me a lot when going back to Tottenham.
George Abbott, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much. Well, you're here, I don't know.